Have you ever wondered if your favorite breakfast, oatmeal, is actually helping your health or quietly harming your heart and metabolism? It sounds surprising, especially since oatmeal is widely known as a healthy choice. But what if the very ingredients you're adding to it every morning are sabotaging your efforts to stay healthy as you age? After 60, your body's ability to handle sugar, additives, and certain fats changes dramatically. Your digestion slows, your insulin response weakens, and your liver and kidneys face extra strain. That means what was once a wholesome meal can now become a source of hidden risks like blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and even increased risk for diabetes and heart disease. In this video, we'll uncover 7 common oatmeal add-ins that older adults often trust but shouldn't. Some of these might surprise you. Others are everyday staples you may have relied on for years. By watching until the end, you'll learn which ingredients to avoid and what smart alternatives can help you protect your heart, liver, and energy levels. You'll discover how small changes can stabilize your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and boost your overall well-being. This isn't about giving up flavor. It's about making your breakfast truly work for you. Stay with us because the knowledge you gain here could transform your mornings and your health for years to come. Don't miss out on these vital insights to keep you feeling energized, sharp, and strong every day. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you now. Let's begin. Number 1. Brown sugar that stresses your insulin response. At first glance, brown sugar may appear a little more natural or wholesome than plain white sugar. But the truth is, once it enters your body, especially if you're over 60, it gets processed almost the same way. That little sprinkle you add to your morning oatmeal isn't just about making it taste sweeter. It's a trigger that causes your blood sugar to spike sharply, setting off a roller coaster of energy highs and lows. You might feel an initial burst of energy, but within an hour, you're likely to crash, feeling exhausted, mentally foggy, and sometimes even hungrier than before. It's frustrating, isn't it, to start your day with the best intentions, and then feel like your body is working against you. What's even more concerning is the long-term damage these repeated sugar spikes inflict. Over time, they wear down your body's ability to respond to insulin properly, paving the way for type 2 diabetes. This is especially true for older adults. As we age, our pancreas naturally produces less insulin, and our cells become more resistant to the insulin available. So when you add fast, absorbing sugars like those found in brown sugar, it's like throwing gasoline on an already smoldering fire. It's painful to realize that something as small as a teaspoon of brown sugar could undermine years of healthy habits. I think about Janet, a sweet 67-year-old woman I met who was so proud of her healthy breakfast, oatmeal topped with a little brown sugar and skim milk. Yet every morning by 10:30, she was utterly drained and in desperate need of a nap. It baffled her, and she blamed everything but the sugar. After working closely with her doctor and making a simple change to cut out the added sugar, something incredible happened. Within just 1 week, her energy stabilized. She told me with a surprised laugh, "I never thought that tiny spoonful of sugar was the culprit. It seemed harmless, but it was enough to set off the whole chain reaction." That moment always sticks with me, a powerful reminder that even small choices have huge consequences. Brown sugar doesn't come alone. It drags along a craving for more sweets that can take over your day. That's because sugar lights up dopamine, your brain's pleasure chemical, giving you a quick hit of happiness. But as that high fades, it leaves a painful low, a void that only another sugary hit seems to fill. This isn't about lacking willpower or discipline. It's pure chemistry. The body craves what it's used to, and breaking free can be agonizing. If you still crave a touch of sweetness in your morning bowl, there are kinder alternatives. A few slices of fresh banana, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a dash of vanilla extract can satisfy your taste buds without sending your blood sugar into chaos. These natural flavors offer warmth and comfort without the harsh crash. The real key is to stop flooding your body with sugars that burn fast and leave damage behind. When you start your day by keeping your blood sugar steady, you give yourself so much more than just energy. You boost your mood, sharpen your memory, and even support your metabolism. Removing that single scoop of brown sugar from your oatmeal might seem small, but it's a powerful gift you give to your body. A head start that can carry you confidently through the entire day. Number 2, artificial sweeteners. On the surface, these might seem like the perfect solution, especially for seniors who are carefully watching their blood sugar levels and trying to avoid extra calories. Who wouldn't want that little pink or yellow packet that promises sweetness without the guilt? It feels like a smart choice, almost like a harmless shortcut, but the truth behind these artificial sweeteners is far more complicated. And frankly, it's a bit heartbreaking to realize how much damage something so common can quietly cause over time. These low-calorie substitutes like sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin may help you shave off a few grams of sugar here and there. But beneath that innocent sweetness lies a metabolic minefield. Our bodies are incredibly wise, finely tuned machines that expect sweetness to come paired with calories and energy. When your taste buds signal sweetness, but your body doesn't receive the expected fuel, it gets confused, almost betrayed. This confusion throws off your insulin response, making your body less efficient at managing blood sugar. It can trigger cravings later in the day, urging you toward more sugary or carb-heavy foods, and even slow your metabolism in subtle but meaningful ways. For seniors, where every hormonal shift counts and metabolism naturally slows, this disruption isn't just inconvenient. It can be downright discouraging. Imagine doing everything right by watching your diet, only to find your weight stubbornly hanging on, or your blood sugar harder to control. The frustration of gaining belly fat despite your best efforts can feel like a cruel joke played by your own body. And then there's the burden placed on the liver. Many artificial sweeteners require processing through this vital organ. Though they don't spike blood sugar directly, they demand attention and energy to be filtered out. Over the years, as medications age and other toxins pile up, adding artificial sweeteners to the mix can push the liver to its limits. This extra workload may silently slow down your liver's functions, leading to fatigue, poor digestion, and dangerously elevated liver enzymes that sneak up on you with no warning. I remember hearing about Charles, a 74-year-old man who loved adding sugar, free syrup, and artificial sweeteners to his morning oatmeal. He thought he was making a diabetic-friendly choice and taking good care of himself. But when his doctor noticed his liver enzymes creeping up, Charles was shocked. After cutting out those sweeteners, his digestion improved, his energy came back, and his lab results returned to normal. He told me, "I thought I was helping myself, but all along I was just giving my liver one more job to do." It's a story that hits close to home, because many of us, especially as we age, unknowingly do the same. The good news, you don't have to sacrifice flavor or satisfaction to protect your body. Instead of reaching for artificial sweeteners, try natural spices like cinnamon or nutmeg, or a splash of almond extract. Even a small handful of real fruit can satisfy your sweet tooth, while gifting your body with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. Things that no lab-made powder can ever replicate. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Our bodies have carried us through decades of challenges, joys, and everyday battles. They deserve real nourishment, not fake signals. When you choose to fuel yourself with wholesome natural foods, you don't just improve your health, you reclaim your vitality and joy, because feeling good inside translates to shining bright the outside, no matter your age. Number 3, dried fruits. After all, they come from real fruit, right? It's easy to believe that, because something starts as fruit, it must be good for us. But here's the harsh truth. When the fruit is dried, all the water content vanishes, and what's left behind is an intense concentration of natural sugars. This transforms what looks like a handful of raisins or dried cranberries into the sugar equivalent of a candy bar. And often we don't even realize we're consuming that much sugar. This hidden sugar bomb becomes especially alarming for older adults. Why? Because the sugar in dried fruits is primarily fructose. Unlike glucose, which your muscles and brain can directly use for energy, fructose takes a detour straight to the liver, where it must be processed almost entirely on its own. The liver, already doing so much for us, gets overworked and starts converting that fructose into fat. This fat buildup is a leading cause of fatty liver disease, a condition that's quietly becoming epidemic in people over 60. Even those who never touch a drop of alcohol. It breaks my heart to see how many seniors unknowingly harm themselves with these healthy snacks. For example, just a few tablespoons of dried cranberries can pack over 20 grams of added sugar, often coated in syrup to keep them soft and sweet. Even unsweetened dried fruits like dates or raisins deliver an enormous sugar punch in such a small, deceptive package. You might think you're making a smart choice by topping your oatmeal with these fruits. But your liver is silently struggling with every spoonful. I once knew a man named Gerald, 69 years old, who religiously ate oatmeal every morning, topped with a handful of dried apricots. He was convinced this was a great way to get fiber and stay healthy. But he constantly felt bloated after breakfast and couldn't understand why his blood pressure was steadily rising. When he finally swapped out those dried apricots for fresh blueberries, everything changed. His bloating disappeared, and even his doctor noticed the improvement. Gerald told me, "I never imagined those little dried fruits could cause so much harm." If you truly love fruit in your oatmeal, and I get it, who doesn't, please choose fresh. A few slices of crisp apple, a handful of juicy berries, or half a banana offer natural sweetness, but with water, fiber, and essential nutrients that slow down sugar absorption and ease the burden on your liver. This way, you still get flavor, satisfaction, and health benefits, especially as you navigate your 60s, 70s, and beyond. At the end of the day, it's not about giving up sweetness or joy in your food. It's about choosing the kind of sweetness that works with your body, that honors the incredible work your liver has done for you throughout your life. Because after all these years, your liver deserves a little gratitude and care. It's time we return that favor and make smarter choices that protect our health for the years ahead. Number 4, flavored oat packets. For many people, especially those who live alone or want to keep their meals quick and uncomplicated, those little flavored oatmeal packets seem like a perfect, harmless solution. They promise ease, health, and a touch of comfort, all wrapped up in one neat open package. The simplicity is almost irresistible. Just pour hot water or milk, stir, and you're done. It feels like a small victory in a busy morning, or a quick fix when you don't have the energy to cook a full meal. But beneath that friendly, inviting label often hides a different story, one that can quietly chip away at your health, especially as the years pile on past 60. It's heartbreaking to think that something marketed as healthy might be doing more harm than good. Yet, that's the reality with many flavored oat packets. Let's talk about sodium. It might surprise you how much sodium lurks inside those little packets, often between 200 and 300 nanounits per serving, sometimes more if you add milk or cook it with a dab of salted butter. At first glance, that number doesn't seem frightening. But when you add that amount to the sodium hidden in bread, canned soups, snacks, or even your morning coffee creamer throughout the day, it becomes a silent, creeping danger. For seniors who already struggle with high blood pressure, heart issues, or declining kidney function, that small sodium boost can tip the balance and push their bodies into unsafe territory without them even realizing it. And then there's the flavor itself. The sweet, comforting taste of maple apple, cinnamon, or brown sugar. It's a nostalgic, warm sensation that almost feels like a hug on a cold morning. But here's the bitter truth. Most of these flavors don't come from real ingredients at all. Instead, they are concocted with artificial flavorings, synthetic sweeteners, stabilizers, and colorants designed to trick your taste buds. These chemicals don't nourish your body, they burden it. Your liver and kidneys have to work overtime to filter out these unfamiliar substances. And for an aging body, one that's often managing the wear and tear of years of inflammation, medications, or illness, this extra strain is significant and unforgiving. I remember a conversation with Carol, a sweet woman aged 73, who confided in me about her experience. She'd been eating flavored oatmeal packets for years, sometimes twice a day. It was easy and convenient, and she believed it was a healthy choice. But she noticed something troubling after eating them. She felt bloated and puffy. Her hands, once nimble and light, were swelling more frequently, making even simple tasks uncomfortable. When Carol made the switch to plain oats, adding her own cinnamon and fresh apple slices, the bloating faded, and her morning blood pressure numbers improved noticeably. I never thought something so small, she told me with a mix of surprise and relief, could make such a big difference. The harsh reality is this: most of the health claims printed boldly on those flavored oat packets are just clever marketing tricks. Words like whole grain and low fat sound reassuring, but they conveniently leave out the preservatives, the chemical thickeners, and the 9 or more unpronounceable additives lurking inside. It's a sobering reminder that convenience sometimes comes at a hidden cost, and for seniors especially, it's crucial to look beyond the label and protect their health with mindful choices. Number 5. Non-dairy creamers. At first glance, non-dairy creamers might seem like a simple, harmless way to make your oatmeal creamier and more enjoyable, especially if you're lactose intolerant or trying to cut back on dairy. They're often marketed as a light, convenient alternative, and many of us reach for them without a second thought. But the truth is far more concerning. These seemingly innocent creamers can quietly, slowly chip away at your heart health, burden your liver, and throw your metabolism out of balance, especially as we grow older and our bodies become more vulnerable. Most powdered or liquid non-dairy creamers are made with hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. These oils are loaded with trans fats, the sneaky villains that raise your LDL cholesterol, the dangerous bad cholesterol, and lower your HDL, the protective good cholesterol. This toxic combo puts anyone at risk. But for seniors already dealing with heart health challenges, it can be downright dangerous. What's even more alarming is that some creamers labeled as trans fat free may still contain small traces of these harmful fats. Because serving sizes are tiny, these amounts often go unnoticed, but over months and years they quietly accumulate damage. Then there's a whole list of other chemical additives, thickeners, emulsifiers, artificial flavors that do nothing good for your body. They don't nourish or support you. They simply mimic the creamy texture and sweet flavor of milk or cream without offering a single natural nutrient. These additives force your liver and kidneys to work overtime, trying desperately to filter out substances your body doesn't recognize. Over time, this relentless burden can spark chronic inflammation, a silent fire linked not only to heart disease, but also to joint pain and the heartbreaking decline of memory and cognition. I remember meeting Frank, a warm-hearted 75-year-old man who admitted to stirring powdered creamer into everything from his morning coffee to his oatmeal, even his soups. He loved the taste and found it easier than buying multiple products, but slowly, he began to struggle with digestive discomfort and rising cholesterol levels. His doctor urged him to stop using creamers altogether. Within just 2 months of quitting, Frank's health turned around. His lab results improved, and his stomach felt much better. "I thought it was just powder," he said with surprise and a bit of regret. "Never imagined it was messing up everything else inside me." This is the hidden danger of non-dairy creamers. They're marketed as light and safe, but the damage they do is subtle, creeping in quietly, and often ignored until symptoms become impossible to overlook. If you want that creamy texture in your oatmeal without risking your health, consider swapping in unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or a splash of organic dairy cream if you tolerate it well. Even a spoonful of plain yogurt can add richness and nourishment. These alternatives bring you real nutrients and a clean, natural texture without the toxic extras, because at the end of the day, what you stir into your oatmeal matters, especially when your body has been faithfully taking care of you for decades. Now is the moment to return the favor. Choose wisely. Choose clean. Number 6. Store-bought granola. Granola has this wonderful reputation, doesn't it? It sounds wholesome, natural, even heart-friendly. The word itself evokes images of golden oats, crunchy clusters, and a sprinkle of nuts and seeds, something that feels like it's nurturing your body and soul. But beneath that appealing exterior lies a hidden truth that many people don't realize, and it's something that concerns me deeply, because I've seen how it quietly undermines good intentions. Most store-bought granola is packed with added sugars, oils, and sometimes preservatives that transform what should be a simple, nourishing breakfast into a metabolic landmine. It's heartbreaking how something that's supposed to fuel us can sneak in so much harm. The problem begins with the way granola is processed. To achieve that irresistible golden crunch and long shelf life, manufacturers often bake oats in sugar syrups or oils, usually canola, soybean, or palm oil. These aren't just any oils. Many are heavily refined, or even partially hydrogenated substances that silently fan the flames of inflammation inside our bodies when eaten regularly. This chronic inflammation isn't something we can see immediately, but over time it shows up as stiff joints, exhausting fatigue, and an increased risk of heart problems. That's not just science, it's real life affecting so many, especially seniors who already face these health challenges. Even the granola brands marketed as low-sugar sneak in sweeteners like honey, brown rice syrup, or evaporated cane juice. They sound innocent, natural even, but the effect on our bodies is all too familiar. Spikes in blood sugar, stress on insulin, and that relentless craving for more sweetness that can feel impossible to resist. For seniors managing pre-diabetes, fluctuating energy, or stubborn belly fat, these sugar hits are like pouring gasoline on a slow, burning fire. I think about Ellen, a vibrant 71-year-old woman I once met who loved the crunch granola added to her oatmeal every morning. When she discovered that a single serving of her granola contained more sugar and fat than an entire chocolate chip cookie, it hit her hard. That realization wasn't just a fact. It was a turning point. She chose to swap her granola for chopped walnuts instead. Within weeks, her blood sugar levels improved, and the afternoon slump she dreaded disappeared, replaced by renewed energy and vitality. Stories like Ellen's remind me how small changes can lead to profound healing. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. If you crave that satisfying crunch, there are far better ways to get it without the hidden dangers: plain toasted seeds, unsweetened coconut flakes, or raw nuts like almonds and pecans. Pro fiber, healthy fats, and essential nutrients, without all the syrups, oils, and additives lurking in store-bought granola. They nourish your body gently, supporting steady energy and wellness. Remember, oatmeal is meant to be your ally, a steady, calming start to your day that nurtures rather than sabotages. When you take the time to read those ingredient lists carefully, you're not just choosing food, you're giving your body the respect, clarity, and care it deserves. One mindful bite at a time. That, to me, is a beautiful act of self-love. Number 7. Protein powders. For many older adults, the advice to add protein to breakfast is everywhere. And protein indeed plays a crucial role in boosting energy, maintaining muscle strength, and helping you feel fuller throughout the morning. I've seen firsthand how nutritious whole food proteins can truly make a difference in someone's vitality. But here's the catch: true. When protein powders sneak into your oatmeal every single morning, especially the wrong kind, they can bring along hidden dangers you might never suspect. What worries me is how many commercial protein powders are packed with artificial sweeteners, thickening agents, preservatives, and synthetic flavorings. These aren't just harmless extras. They are chemicals your kidneys and liver have to work overtime to process and eliminate. And if you're over 60, like many of us, those vital organs have already been carrying decades of wear and tear, dealing with everything from processed foods to medications and environmental toxins. Adding just one scoop of processed protein powder daily can quietly pile on stress, straining your body in ways that fly under the radar until it's too late. Here's another hidden risk. The aging body doesn't handle excess protein the way it used to. When protein isn't needed for tissue repair or energy, it gets broken down and sent through your kidneys. For many seniors, kidney function naturally declines with age, even without obvious kidney disease. So this extra protein load can slowly, insidiously worsen that decline. The symptoms sneak up too: fatigue, poor appetite, swelling, or fluid retention. They often go unnoticed because they come on so gradually, but they quietly rob quality of life. I think it's heartbreaking that so many people suffer these effects without knowing the cause. Let me tell you about Dennis, a 78-year-old man I heard about who used to mix protein powder into his oatmeal every morning. He believed it was helping him maintain muscle, because he read it in a fitness article. But Dennis was also on blood pressure medication, and over time his kidney test results started showing troubling signs. When his doctor investigated, it turned out the low-quality protein powder was overloading his system. Once Dennis switched to real food sources like eggs or nuts eaten later in the day, his kidney numbers improved and he felt better. "I didn't realize I was overdoing it," he admitted. "I thought more protein was always better." That honesty struck me deeply because I think many of us assume supplements are risk-free, but they're not. If you truly need to add protein to your morning meal, I urge you to reach for whole foods instead. A spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, a couple of eggs, or a handful of nuts provide protein in its natural form, balanced with other nutrients your body knows how to use. This kind of nourishment works with your system, not against it. At this stage of life, it's not about blindly adding more to your plate. It's about thoughtfully choosing what matters and removing what quietly harms us from within. Our bodies still respond, still heal, and still deserve the respect and clarity we give them. They're more resilient than we often give them credit for, but they need our kindness. So, when it comes to that bowl of oatmeal, remember this: the ingredients you stir in are not just flavor or convenience. They can be the difference between waking up feeling energized or unknowingly tipping your health into decline. To wrap up your morning oatmeal might seem like a simple healthy ritual, but each of the 7 foods we've talked about today — brown sugar, artificial sweeteners, dried fruits, flavored packets, non-dairy creamers, store-bought granola, and protein powders — carry their quiet risks. For those of us in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, it's these small choices that add up and make a real impact on our well-being. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. I hope you found these insights about the hidden risks in your oatmeal ingredients helpful and eye-opening. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is one important thing you've learned today that you plan to put into practice in your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might inspire others in our community to make healthier choices. 2. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful tips designed especially for those of us enjoying life after 60. Take care and see you in the next video.